Hey man, just kind of thought of something. Listening to radio songs on Spotify. Right, it comes on its own. Excuse me. I have some ribs here. Be good. Shut the oven off. And then open it a bit. Well, a lot. Just kind of cook them slow. But anyways, White Snake. Here I go again, like on my own, sort of thing, right? And then it's like, but when he says, I ain't wasting no more time, like he's motivated, that was me 10 years ago. So that drives me to think, what is wasted time? Well, nowadays, we think differently, and that's good. I'm glad that we do, because it's shown that it can be done. So it's all good, right? But to keep putting butter on burns and stuff and thinking of things in a certain way, and I wonder if they thought warm butter would still work. I think so. Yeah. It's usually like, well, it's like ointment. It's like cream, like, well, I guess lotion too. Don't do, yeah, oil. Well, anyways, getting off track here, but wasted time. So, 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, when I decided to, or no, is it over 10 years now? I think it might be over 10 years now. Wow. Where, wait, no, it's coming up on 10 years. Anyways, to not do bad, like to actually care. Because my buddies and I, when I was 14, we all didn't think, we all were pretty, like, we're not going to live till 19, sort of thing. And that only lasted like a year or two. And like, anyways, I just kind of stopped hanging out with everyone. I just eat my lunches in the stairwell alone, stuff like that. Listen to music, kick-ass music. Alborosie, Alborosie. He's Sicilian and Jamaican, and he's kick-ass, and it's reggae. But anyways, it's just very unique. But would I change anything? No. Was it great? Yeah. Was it sad? Well, it's just real. Like, I'm not saying any kid should have came up to me and hung out with me. It's just the way it was. That's the way we were all bred, indoctrinated. It's the curriculum, the things that our parents don't have any control over, and it's like, kids are conditioned to complain and whatever, and you have good parents and whatever, and they just have to tell their kids, like, just, like, so then the kids are conditioned not to complain because the parents can't provide for them. But I'm not saying the parents aren't good parents, but then we're growing lawns and we're not growing things that we can sell for, like, I think it was either Reagan or Nixon. I think it was Ronald Reagan, back in the 70s, did away with trading goods for whatever. He's like, none of that. It's against the law now. You gotta have money because they want taxes. And what do they do with their tax dollars, man? Literally, everyone in the entire world, 2% of your total value, throw in a pile and split it with everyone. But then guess what? That doesn't solve the shortages, right? You can't eat money, right? So it's like they're just slowly just choking us. And it's like I heard when I first just came to God 10 years ago and woke up out of a horrific state of mind. And it was instantaneous too. And it was just basically like a realization is all it was. It's not some spiritual awakening. You just realize something. Everything's science. God's real, yeah, for sure. But the TV just came on its own. I guess I got tired of waiting. I'm going to have some ribs. I forgot what I was originally going to say. Oh yeah, wasted time. Um, the only like wasted time is when you're doing bad things. That's the only wasted time. So what bad things are you doing? And it's like, oh, you should be doing this and should be doing that. And it's like, no, I'm not talking about that. What bad things am I doing right now? And it's like, well, you got obligations. And it's like, oh yeah, trust me, I know. Or like, I'm not talking for myself, but for other people there, and myself too, whatever. It's just, like I heard someone word it a couple months ago that we work more than medieval peasants. And, we got a place to stay, a few more luxuries than they did. Yeah, I understand that. But have you ever taken a shit in the bush? It is the best when you squat down. That is how it's supposed to. But then, every time you're doing that, the mosquitoes are out, and then I take a shit in the wintertime. Absolutely, I'd love to do that, and get used to ice water as well. The reason why I don't. I got a shower head, and it's just very narrow, right? And so it's like spot treatment and whatever. And it's like, no, man, I got a stand-up shower, no bathtub, right? So I can't fill a bathtub full of water, and it'd be perfect too because it's on a well, right? Well water, so it doesn't cost much. It's just paying for hydro to pump it, and so cheap. And yeah, I could have, but no bathtub, and so I don't sweat that, right? I don't let it get in my head and whatever. But then you adopt that same concept with other things that people think I should be doing or whatever. Like, say if there's someone that was really into that, oh, you should be doing that anyways or whatever. Oh, you should be doing it. Like, call me all or nothing. Call me black and white or whatever. Like I said, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Black and white thinking, like, white is all the colors and black is none of the colors. So if you point the finger at someone for black and white thinking, say it's a bad thing, well, it covers like everything. And you can think of it metaphorically too or whatever, because it's all seems to be fucking metaphors anyways. But I mean, every time I swear too, it's a made up language. Languages get made up all the time, right? How do you monopolize a sound and say it only means this? Are you kidding me? In the English language, how many meanings to there is there? They're just teasing you. They're just and it's okay. Because it's funny and it's cute and it's playful. Except the reason why I get upset and frustrated with it is because I'm trying to explain this. Okay. Don't go down that road. So that was just kind of like, it's like, oh no, well, whatever, fuck it. Better off to talk about nothing right now. That's not true, actually. Just because I'm not ready. I'm not strong enough in the faith anymore to tackle these crazy things. I used to be. But then I guess, I don't know, I gave up some of my mana and I've never got it back yet because it takes like a month of doing what I want to do pretty much to, and I took some kratom today and that's why I feel so much different. It's just great. I was like wanting to clean. I was walking around seeing stuff and my place looks pretty good. I'll show you around. I guess, may as well. I don't know, it's not totally tidy, spotless, or whatever. Oh yeah. Besides this, that's it. What are you talking about? Oh hey, Els. There's my buddy there. Wee. Fucking. Look at this shit, eh? Oh, sorry. I'm very high all day, all month actually. This is good enough for me, for my room. If Jordan Peterson saw that, he'd be like, no, it's not. And I'd be like, I know, but like for the shelves that I got and stuff, that's a clean blanket. Can't wait to sleep in it tonight. Because last night I was sleeping in my, I guess I could throw some stuff in some drawers or whatever, but 20-pound weighted blanket right there under that shirt. Not so good. I'm sweating. It's only a single too, right? So try to spread out to get your body heat out of you. And yeah, so I just woke up in the middle of the night, changed my underwear, shirt, went back to bed. Or did I go back to bed? I forget. I still changed my underwear though. Look at that, eh? Isn't that what we'd all like to be doing? Except now, how many of us could afford to do this? What percentage of the world could afford to go do this? And they'd all be hard workers too. Like, are they able? Is it a situation where they just work harder and then they get more money? Or like, you know? Because look at all that land right there. They could just like be growing something too. It's high altitude, but there's probably some market for some exotic thing that, you know. But then, oh, you'd be tainting the land, and it's like, well, you know, God intended humans to reproduce and whatever, and then it'll just get to the point where we need to have lots of kids for the workforce now, and then it'll get to the point where like, okay, everything's all fine and dandy now, and then you just regulate things. But unfortunately, you got to do what you got to do when people have been doing what they don't have to do for so long. And I got no problem in doing what you don't have to do, but when it comes to like polluting things physically and spiritually, and for humans mentally as well, on top of spiritually, and I don't know, whatever, if that makes sense. That opens up a whole new can of worms too, spiritually. How do you spiritually defile the earth? Ooh, wow. Look at that, man. Look at that. Oh, he's saying it too. Look at this. He blew by him, man. He's like, I'm take the lead here. Go. Well, it's excelente. Caliente, even though it's probably not. Still, though. What does that mean? Hot in Spanish? Caliente? I think. I like the wind sounds. Oh, Ben Moore is his name. Hey, Ben Moore. Hope you're having just as much fun today, brother. Alright, peace.